my left stroke just went Spyral. Right stroke probably didn't make me viral. Okay, alright, I'll stop. But Spyrals are a really underrated deck, especially in this format. Gokis and Sky Strikers do deserve the fame that they get, but little did they know, behind the scenes, working undercover, this deck has the perfect espionage to destroy both tier 1 decks out there right now. It has the ability to 2-card, 3-card EXTRALINK, just like the best decks in the format. And it also has the ability to consistently put cards down that are just too strong. You can say that this deck is complete espionage when it comes to the meta. Get it? Because sure. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But if you're a spy, you might as well just hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. I also want to take the time out to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. I'm being dead ass, bro. Look, with my Tim's on and everything. Without y'all, these videos would not be possible. I appreciate you guys' continued support, and I would also like to welcome Tyler Hall to the Patreon. We're on 2 Patreons in a row. Let's see if we get 3 in a row, maybe. I'm not asking for too much. Maybe I am, but really excited to have you as a part of the group, and I appreciate you and everyone else. Without further ado, I present to you a competitive Spyral deck profile for the July 2018 format. And yes, this is a post-Cybernetic Horizon build. Like, what does that have to do with it? Alright guys, so looking at the stats of Spyral, let's just be real. This deck's tier 1. It's just not played enough. I just don't know what else to say. It has the ability to EXTRALINK your opponent with 2 cards. It has the ability to EXTRALINK the opponent with 3 cards. And even more importantly, if it doesn't get all of that done, it still has the ability to just flat out make stupid, busted boards. Like, what are we doing here? Boy, I think the only downfall about Spyral is that it does go through its extra deck rather quickly. But if you are going through your extra deck rather quickly, more often than not, you've EXTRALINKed your opponent and possibly won the game. There are a lot of 1-ofs in this deck, so that could be a problem, but there's a reason why those cards are limited to 1 inside of this deck. So let's start off with the monsters and see why these cards, or why I spy with my little eye, these cards are so good. Starting off with 3 copies of Spyral Super Agent. This card is really good. It allows you to have versatility within the deck because if you declare a card on your opponent's top of your deck correct, you can spell summon this card for free. But even more importantly, it can destroy a spell or trap card on your opponent's side of the field. Its 1900 body is nothing to be like I'm serious. You gotta be scared of that. 1900 body for a 4-star, it's free. It's kind of good. Next is 2 copies of Spyral Tough. A lot of people went 3 and 3. I decided to go 3 and 2. Mainly because of room, but even more importantly, Spyral Tough is great for going second. I wanted this deck to be able to go first and go second, so to playing 3 and 3 wasn't really feeling it. The ability to destroy a monster on the field for practically free, and the fact that Spyral Tough's effect isn't once per turn, is just outrageous. And now that I played 5 1900 bodies, I just want to say that this deck is tough. Get it? Because it's Spyral Tough. Next is 1 copy of Spyral Gear Drone. This card is limited to 1 for a reason. Once per turn, you can look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and rearrange it in any order that you like. But if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and the Spyral card to add a Spyral Super Agent from your deck or from your graveyard to your hand. It's really good for recurring cards from your graveyard and also good for seeing the opponent's cards. 1 copy of Spyral Quick Fix. This card used to be the god card of the deck. It's limited to 1 for a reason as well. The ability to continuously add Spyral Gear cards from your deck to your hand is just stupendous. It being hit to 1 did change the strategy entirely because both of these monsters are machine dupe targets, so machine dupe plus either of these Spyrals were really strong. Fortunately enough, it's still a really good card to provide us with advantage and link plays. Lastly is Spyral Master Plan, 1 card that probably should have been limited but isn't and doesn't really need to be limited anymore. You guys can say that this card is God's plan. Or Master's Plan. This card is really good. Okay, so once per turn, you can add 1 Spyral mission card from your deck to your hand. Keep in mind, that's a soft once per turn. So if she were to leave the field and come back, she can use her effect again. But a hard once per turn is when she's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Spyral monster from your deck to your hand in Spyral Resort, so it switches the field spell card as well. She's really good for starting off your link, getting off huge monsters to your side of the field, and just more importantly, abusing the effect that you continue to add Spyral mission cards from your deck to your hand. 1 copy of Spyral Gear Last Resort. This card is not great. I mean, it's good, but then it's not great. To be honest with you, I don't even know what it really does other than equipping it with Sleeper. Allow me to read it off. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Target 1 Spyral monster you control, equipped from your hand or field to the target. While the equipped monster, I know it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, I knew that part. Once per turn, if this card or equipped monster gains the effect, you can send one of the cards you control to the graveyard. The equipped monster can attack directly this turn. That's not necessarily bad, because you can use that on your Spyral monster to attack directly for additional damage, possibly even game. But I do like the Undestructible effect because it works so well with our boss monster of the deck, Spyral Sleeper. Now, if there were more Spyral cards in this deck, Sleeper could easily be a 2 or 3 of because he's just that damn powerful. Banish 3 Spyral monsters to summon to your side of the field. More importantly, you can destroy a card you control to destroy a 2 cards your opponent controls. And he's just a really, really good beater, especially paired up with Spyral Resort. That is it for all of the Spyral monsters. Let's get to the off support. So off support wise, one Nightmare Corruptor Ibly. I mean, you kind of need this to Spyral EXTRALINK your opponent. It's also good for giving to your opponent and normal summoning to get a Nightmare monster back to your field for link plays. But then we go right into the hand traps because this is a tier 1 deck. We need to play hand traps. 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird, 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 3 copies of Psyframe Gear Gamma, and 1 copy of Psyframe Driver. To be honest with you guys, you can take out the Ash Blossoms for effect veilers and probably not miss a beat. I don't think that Ash Blossom is as powerful as it once was. I do still think it's a really powerful card, but Effect Veiler also does have a little bit of other play inside of this deck. It allows you to search other things. It's pretty searchable. It's just a really good card. But your hand traps are really important with Spyral, preventing your opponent from disrupting you through Psyframe Gear Gamma, and also disrupting your opponent through your hand traps. That is it for the monsters at what I believe is 19. It's either 19 or 20. I'm pretty sure it's 19. For spells, we do get a little bit on the expensive side. We play 3 copies of Sky Striker Mobilize Engage and 3 copies of Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones. Now, I was just talking to a subscriber of mine, and he was showing me a Spyral combo. I'll show you guys a little later. Well, I won't show you that combo, but I'll mention his name a little later. His name just escapes me right now. I want to say his last name is Folly, but he actually didn't play Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. I'm trying to look up his name as I do the deck profile right now. But he did play Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, and his reasoning is that the card is a brick. Now, it's true. Sky Striker Mobilize Engage for 3 Hornet Drones could be a brick. It's a possibility. But you really need to see this card for the combo. His name is Tom Cawley. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I called him something else, but his name is Tom Cawley. But you really need to see this card. It's extremely important. You don't have to play Engage. If you guys wanted to, Called by the Grave is just like excellent for preventing your opponent from stopping you from popping off. It's just a really good card, but I'm playing it just to show you how consistently this combo could be gotten into. It's not really a mandatory card, especially after talking to Tom about that specific card. I'm like 1000% sure in the combo tutorial, I called him something different. Since I did the combo tutorial before, I ain't doing that shit again. 3 copies of Where Art Thou. This is what makes the deck pop. Mainly because your Sky Striker Hornet Drones is a level... Oh, that's not the right card. Your Sky Striker Hornet Drones is a level 1 monster on the field. Where Art Thou can search any of your level 1 monsters from your deck to your hand. Now, initially, you can use it to search Droll and Lockbird. That's really good against Goki and Sky Striker because you have a free card. Only thing you have to do is take 2,000 life points. You can use it to search Effect Veiler because, you know, Effect Veiler is still a level 1 hand trap. But more importantly, I use it to search these boys. And since I didn't commit to my normal summon, I can actually normal summon these cards for practically free. Where Art Thou is the business in this deck. I'm telling you, it's awesome. 1 copy of Spyral Mission Assault, 1 copy of Spyral Big Red, and 1 copy of Spyral Resort. In my humble opinion, other than Spyral Resort, but it's limited to 1, you don't need any more than 1 copy of each of these cards. To be honest with you guys, the reason why this video is so late, if it is late, is because of this card. I spent 2 hours looking for it. I couldn't find my copy, so I just had to look for one, and it took me 2 hours. Really need to get my cards sorted again. But all of these cards are combo expenders. Big Red is searchable as the best searchable card by Quick Fix, and Assault gets you a monster to your side of the field for free, helping you link off with your Spyral plays. Lastly, we play 3 copies of Terraforming. Yes, I know we play 3 Terraforming for 1 Spyral Resort, but that's just to show how important Spyral Resort is. You need that card from your deck to your hand. 1 copy of 1 for 1, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Foolish Burial Goods, 1 Monster Reborn, and 1 Soul Charge. The one-ofs of the deck. All of them are extremely important. I guess except for Foolish Burial Goods, you don't really need that. But it does send your mission rescues or Spyral mission cards from your deck to your graveyard, and that's just awesome. Soul Charge is a blowout. Monster Reborn is great. 1 for 1's a blowout. That's it for the spells. For the traps, the last card that we sneak upon looking, get it, sneak, is 3 copies of Spyral Mission Rescue. Tom actually convinced me to play 3 copies, which is why this is a 42 card deck instead of a 40 card deck, because he said in the grind game, this card is just really good, and I actually agree with him. You're not going to use 3 copies of Spyral Mission Rescue for the particular combo that I'm going to show you guys, but you are going to use 3 copies for the other combo that requires Resort. So it's a really powerful card, and it allows you to recur Spyral cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's it for the main board. For the extra deck, 2 copies of Spyral Double Helix. I mean, it wouldn't be a Spyral deck without it. It's the best card in the deck, link-wise. It's the combo starter. It gets you all of your Spyral monsters to your side of the field. 1 Boral Boy, best link 4 in the game. Yes, it's better than Boral's Sword. 1 Firewall Dragon. This card is just awesome. I mean, until this card gets banned, it should be played in combo-based decks. It's just ridiculous. Nightmare Unicorn is pretty important for a lot of combos. You actually use it to shuffle back your Spyral Resort to your deck to gain its a search again in the other combo. Trigate Wizard is pretty important to lock your opponent out. Nightmare Phoenix and Cerberus for destruction, and more importantly, you can actually gain their effects of co-linking. 2 copies of Nightmare Goblin. You need this for the new combo. Link Karibo, Nightmare Mermaid. Those cards are pretty mandatory to extra link your opponent. Lastly is 1 copy of Sky Striker Hayate. This is the card from Cybernetic Horizon, which makes this deck broken. And the reason why is because it has an arrow that points to the main monster zone. That is dumb important for this deck. And then lastly is Sky Striker Ace Kagari. This card is also really important because it gets you back the token to your hand. The last card you could play, you can actually play whatever you want. I play the Sky Striker Ace Shizuku because, again, it's another monster that I could mess around with. It's a really solid card overall. That's it for the extra deck. For the side deck, 1 Imperial Order. Against, like, Trickstars or pure Sky Striker, this card's like a complete blowout. I'll make my board and I Imperial Order them. You win. I mean, there's nothing else to do. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Again, you don't really have to play Ash Blossoms. I'm actually thinking about dropping both the Ash and the Troll for 2 Effect Veilers. 3 Ogres. Ogres is like, it's just such a good spotty card against certain decks. Like, you can hit Ogre with Firewall and that completely stops the combo. Definitely side out the Ashes for Ogres against the Goki matchup. I don't think Ash is like that good. 3 Sphere Mode, when they extra link me, I can give up my normal summon to win the game. 3 copies of Call by the Grave. Again, you guys can place these in your main board if you so choose. And then lastly, 3 copies of Twin Twisters. That's it for the main board, extra deck, and side deck. Now let me show you guys this spicy combo. You're going to love it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so on to this combo tutorial. It is a 3-card combo, actually a 2.5-card combo. And the reason why it's so powerful is the reason why we run so many different cards inside of this deck, we run Werewolf Thou inside of this deck. It's going to require Werewolf Thou, 1 Sky Striker Mech with Hornet Drones. Now, Hornet Drones is either searchable by Sky Striker Mobilize Engage if you guys do play it. And also, the last card you're going to need is any 1 card to discard initially from your hand. I'm going to go ahead and use Psyframe Driver, mainly because it's just a random card that doesn't affect the combo. Now, Nick Colley, he did say that you could do Extra Link without this card combo. The only thing that you need is Spyral Resort in your hand. I find it a little bit harder to do because Werewolf Thou is a 3 of, Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones is a 3 of, and more importantly, this combo is a little bit more smoother, seeing that the reliance on Spyral Resort isn't immediate in your hand, and you can always get into your Spyral Resort. Jesse Roberts actually did that combo as well. I don't know why I didn't use it, but this is a combo that just seems a little bit more fluid because of the cards that you have access to. So you're going to start off by activating Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones, special summoning your token to your side of the field, and then using that token to special summon Sky Striker Ace Kagari. Kagari is going to add Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drones and special summon the token back to your side of the field, and now you're in a roll because you're going to activate Werewolf Thou, targeting your level 1 token monster to add Spyral Quick Fix from your deck to your hand. Go ahead and normal summon that Spyral Quick Fix and add Spyral Gear Big Red from your deck to your hand. And now we can start using those cards from the Cybernetic Horizon set. Use the Sky Striker Ace Kagari as a link summon for your Sky Striker Ace Hayate. The reason why that's so important is because Hayate has a link arrow pointing to the main monster zone, meaning that we can use both of these monsters for a link summon to our monster in the main monster zone, which will be Nightmare Goblin. Now, Nightmare Goblin is going to activate its effect. You're going to ditch the Psyframe Driver to be able to normal summon 1 more time, and then activate the effects of your Spyral Gear Red to special summon your Spyral Quick Fix from your deck to your side of the field. Spyral Quick Fix is going to activate its effect, adding you Spyral Gear Drone from your deck to your hand, and now you have to link or normal summon Spyral Gear Drone to where a link arrow of Nightmare Goblin points to. Use the effect of Spyral Gear Drone to look at the top 3 cards from your opponent's deck and then arrange them in any order. And now you're going to link summon 1 more time using Quick Fix and Drone as link material for Spyral Double Helix. Helix effect is always going to be right at this point in time, mainly because, yeah, you kind of looked at your opponent's deck beforehand. Use that to special summon Spyral Master Plan, then Master Plan's effect to add Spyral Mission Rescue from your deck to your hand. So you're in a really, really good situation right now. You have 4 monsters on your side of the field, but we're gonna actually go back to 2 monsters and use 3 of them for link summon. Use the Spyral Master Plan, Spyral Double Helix, and Sky Striker Ace Hayate as a link material for your Firewall Dragon, and then trigger the effect of your Spyral Master Plan. That's going to add Resort from your deck to your hand, and you can either add Spyral Super Agent or Spyral Sleeper from your deck to your hand. It doesn't really matter, because then you're going to follow up with Spyral Resort to add the other copy of whatever card you needed from your deck to your hand. Now you're going to use Nightmare Goblin as a link material for Nightmare Mermaid, and then you're going to trigger off a couple of effects. Nightmare Mermaid's effect is going to be Chain Link 2, Chain Link 1, you're going to pitch Spyral Mission Rescue for cost. Firewall Dragon's going to be Chain Link 3, and then the Spyral Mission Rescue that you just pitched for cost is going to banish itself as Chain Link 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and with that 3, you're going to special summon Spyral Double Helix to your side of the field. With 2, you're going to special summon Spyral Super Agent to your side of the field. And then with 1, Nightmare Corruptor Ibly, you are going to go ahead and special summon, or I'm sorry, with Nightmare Mermaid, you're going to go ahead and special summon Nightmare Corruptor Ibly from your deck to your side of the field. Where did I put the Nightmare Corruptor Ibly? Here it is. And now you're in a pretty decent board. You have Spyral Double Helix, Firewall Dragon, Nightmare Mermaid, Nightmare Corruptor Ibly, and Spyral Super Agent. And you're going to be able to make a pretty decent board from here on out. I also forgot that you're supposed to draw a card. My apologies. Let me put that card right there. That's just a random card. It doesn't matter. It's soul charge. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But this is a random card that you drew through the effect of Nightmare Mermaid. And I really have to make sure I'm doing this sequencing correctly. Now you're going to use Firewall Dragon's effect. Now that you have 2 monsters linked to it, you're going to add 2 monsters from your deck to your hand. You're going to add Spyral Master Plan and Spyral Quick Fix from your deck to your hand. And now we have to start getting off those important cards from our hand to our side of the field. I think I'm going to use these 2 monsters as a link summon, and that's actually going to allow me to play the second copy of Nightmare Goblin from our deck to our side of the field. But more importantly, it's going to trigger off our Firewall Dragon to special summon Spyral Master Plan from our hand to our side of the field. Use the effect of Spyral Master Plan again to add a Spyral Mission Rescue from your deck to your hand. And now, like I said, you're in a pretty decent spot. You're in an even better spot than before. You have Spyral Master Plan, which are already search card. You have Nightmare Goblin, Firewall Dragon, and basically everything else you need to your side of the field. The next thing I'm actually going to do is use Spyral Double Helix and Master Plan as a link summon. That's going to go ahead and make the Tri-Gate Wizard, but more importantly, it's going to trigger Firewall Dragon's effect again. And I'm telling you guys, this is kind of stupid. You're going to special summon the Spyral Quick Fix to your side of the field, and then activates Quick Fix's effect again to add a Spyral card from your deck to your, or a Spyral Gear card from your deck to your hand. I'm going to add Last Resort from my deck to my hand, and now I'm going to use the effect, or Quick Fix, as a link summon. That's going to special summon Link Karibo to my side of the field. And I'm going to... Wait, hold on. I might have did something wrong. Hold on. I think I did do something wrong. Actually, I did. I forgot. I need a monster to special summon with with Firewall Dragon, and it's not Last Resort. You're going to use your Graveyard effect of Spyral Gear Drone. And what this card does is that you can banish this card and 1 Spyral card from your graveyard, target 1 Spyral Super Agent from your graveyard, and add it to your hand. I'm going to banish the Gear Drone, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to banish... Where is that card? The Big Red. And that's going to add Super Agent from my deck to my hand. Now I'm going to use the Quick Fix for a link summon of Link Karibo, and that's going to extra link my opponent. I added it in my hand. But even more importantly, I'm going to be able to special summon Spyral Super Agent from my deck to my side of the field. We're still in a really good position. We can make some pretty obvious boards, and we can still make still more monsters to our side of the field. Use the effect of Quick Fix, discarding the Spyral Mission Rescue from your hand to the graveyard to special summon Quick Fix to your side of the field. And now you can trigger Spyral Quick Fix effect again if you guys so happen to play a Spyral drone card. I do not in this particular situation. I didn't want to play more dead cards, but in this situation, you could use it to search a last Spyral gear card. Again, I don't have one. I guess Spyral Utility Wire would be good, but it is what it is. Lastly, I'm going to use Spyral Super Agent and Spyral Quick Fix for a link summon of Nightmare Phoenix, and then I'm going to trigger Firewall Dragon's non-effect again. No, I'm not. I'm going to use, this gets banished. I'm going to use Spyral Mission Rescue to special summon Spyral Sleeper to my side of the field, and now I'm going to use Firewall Dragon and Spyral Sleeper to make Nightmare Cerebus. Lastly, I'm going to banish 3 Spyral cards, 3 Spyral monsters, try saying that 5 times fast, I have the last 3, to special summon Spyral Sleeper, and then equip it with the Last Resort. Anytime in between those combos, I could have been discarding with Nightmare Service and Nightmare Phoenix and still drawing cards, so now I have the ability to destroy cards on my opponent's side of the field, whether it's special summon monsters or back row. I also have the ability to negate a card on the field, prevent an opponent's monster attack. I could have given my opponent the Ibly. If I'm going first, I don't know necessarily what they're playing, so I may or may not give them the Ibly depending on what the situation is. It really all depends, but this is just a really awesome board, all off of 3 cards, and more often than not, it means game, because your monsters can't be destroyed by card effects, or they can't be targeted, they can be destroyed by spell or traps, they can't be destroyed by battle. They're just in a really good position. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Please comment and subscribe, but most of all, guys, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day, like I am.